What's up, Mr. Garrett?
Oh, not a lot. Just hanging in there like my microphone. Got a new setup
I see that.
today. Yeah,
I see that.
it's a hanging down now. So we got that. It covers up some of my face too.
I think you could do vocals on that. Like you can hit the high notes. You can really.
A-E-I-O-U.
I've been listening to a lot of REM lately.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of my Spotify, which is it's a whole bunch of songs.
Booty, 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 walking everywhere. Booty, 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 booty.
I don't know if that one's on. I do have Bubba Sparks, but
Oh yeah.
it's Deliverance. That's the one I have. Solid song, by the way. But yeah.
You like it?
Oh yeah. Deliverance. Well, this song and Deliverance by Bubba Sparks. Fantastic. Love it.
Nice.
Um,
Well, hello everybody. How are we doing? How's everyone doing tonight? Today?
Bum, bum,
Whenever.
bum. Hello.
Whenever you're watching this.
Whatever time it is. That's what time it is.
That's
know?
that's true. That is absolutely. You are. Wow. I don't know how you do this, Ben. You just
Yep.
know things. Like my son.
That's
I tell my
yeah.
brain things and it does it.
Yeah, and sometimes my brain says, "Say this," and I do it. So
Yeah,
I feel
that's
you.
what
I feel you
that's what
there.
the kiddo tells me a lot, man. I go, how'd you do that? I don't know, Dad. I just told my brain and it did it. And I'm like, dude, you know what? I need to talk to my brain more often. I heal it. I give it things. I tell it I love it, but I don't really. I mean, I don't tell it. I tell it things. I gotta demand it. Brain, do this.
Do
Kind of
this,
like the
brain.
toilet and look who's talking to. Give
Yeah.
that pee right.
Well, man, what is it? I watched a movie the other day called Igor. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
The
Uh,
animation one.
yeah, yeah.
I
It
haven't
has
seen. It's been a
John
minute.
Cusack, Molly Shannon,
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Steve Buscemi, and honestly, what I don't even know if I'd call it a kids movie because it's pretty death heavy. Like they're killing people left and right and talking about murdering people all the time. And I'm just like, damn. But I always it's a fun movie to watch. I think I
I'll have to
always
watch
enjoy
it.
it.
I don't think I've
Yeah,
seen this one.
yeah, no, it's I think it's on Netflix. But John Cusack plays an Igor, and so
I want
that's
to watch Renfield. I
yes,
haven't seen
I do
that.
too. I think that's going to be really good.
I've been
Um,
planning all week to watch Guardians 3, and I think tomorrow we're finally gonna do it. So we'll see.
yeah, no, I still need to go see Guardians 3 as well. But I really want to go see that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh,
And
I'm ready.
T-Mobile, they got $5 tickets. Uh,
Whoa,
yeah, so
dude, watching movies that come from my own home is I still think it's cool, but I love the theater. Can't get over it.
honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest. The pandemic really messed with me
Well, sick.
because I have I don't know. I think I prefer to watch movies at home. I've kind of gotten used to the comfort of knowing that it'll be out in like 45 days and be like, yeah,
Yeah,
you know, I have gotten kind of used to that. And, on some movies, like, okay, Cocaine Bear, for instance. Yeah.
saw it.
Watched that one. Yeah. I saw it, watched it whenever it came out, but, um, not when it was in theaters. And, I don't
That's
know.
it.
I'm really kind of picky now. Like a Marvel movie, good chance I'm gonna go see it in the theaters. I'm trying to think. There's one that I didn't. Oh, Thor. I didn't go see Thor in theaters just
Yeah,
because everybody was ragging on it bad.
yeah.
And
No, I could kind of I see the pattern, so I was like,
yep,
I don't want to. I also what I'm finding out why watching movies later. I think I want to give Thor: Love and Thunder a chance, and I feel once all the comments, everything fades off, then I get to watch it on my own. A couple
yeah,
years later, and be like, oh, okay, cool. I saw Cocaine Bear. I've seen a lot of movies, dude. I'm tipping around like in the last 2 weeks, probably like 20 movies. I just been
Yeah.
binging. I've just been. It's been a learning thing. I'm figuring out some stuff, especially with these two movies that we're about to talk about. But
Hmm.
I saw Cocaine Bear. That was good. I saw Samaritan, Stallone.
Oh yeah, how was it?
Dude, that was good, man. It falls under that independent feeling. It's kind of like The Crow. It's because that's a comic book movie. Kind of like the first Punisher. The like a dark. It's like a. It's got a darkness to it, but yeah, it's comic book like Unbreakable.
Hmm.
Like it's kind of like that
Yeah.
feel. Not super like, but I liked it a lot. It does have some action in it that's insane, but I thought it was good. I just because of that I started watching King of the Tulsa, the show he's on. I saw episode
Yeah.
one. I was like, it's pretty good. I like it. I'm gonna keep watching it. What else? Man, I've seen a lot of stuff, dude. Also saw. Well, let's talk about the movies we're here for, and then we'll sneak into
Oh,
that.
I'll tell you. I watched a show called Yellow Jackets. Was watching it last. I think I was watching it last time. I saw you. But we watched all of season one, all of season two. Knocked it out. It was crazy, dude. Like it was a show that like whenever you're watching it, it feels like your entire world's upside down. Like it feels like it almost kind of affects you. Uh,
Hmm.
Especially
Interesting.
binging it. I think that may also have an effect there too. Uh,
Yeah.
but it's about these a group of soccer players. They're going to
Oh,
nationals and they're on
I
a
heard about
private
this.
jet. Yeah, and so it crashes, and then they end up resorting to cannibalism.
Cannibalism. Yeah.
But it takes a minute to get there.
Yeah. It's like, have you seen Alive?
No.
Do you ever see the movie Alive? So
Mm-mm.
Alive is about I think an Argentinian soccer team that crashes in the Alps or something like that, and
Uh-huh.
Ethan Hawke's in it. It's 1993. I thought it was 92. So yeah, it's about check it out. Alive, 1993, rated R, 2 hours 8 minutes. Biography, drama, thriller. After crash landing in the snow-swept Andes, an Hungarian rugby team, has no choice but to turn to desperate measures in order to survive. That's a Frank Marshall movie. But dude, yeah, they basically, but it takes forever for them to do it. And then there's a spoiler. There's a scene where they're like talking about it,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, "So what do you think it tastes like?" He's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it tastes like chicken."
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I was like, "Oh wow."
Well, dude, what's crazy is like the way that they even got the idea is one of their friends dies, right? She
Mm.
goes outside, she throws a little this is spoilers too. She throws a hissy fit, uh, ends up dying of hypothermia, and then her best friend like keeps her for a month and a half, 2 months, something like that. Just like out in the sheds talking to her and everything, going crazy because she's starving. And so they finally are like, no, this we've had enough of this. Like you're not playing with she like did her makeup and they're like, that's the last straw, blah, 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 right. And so they're like burning her so she won't be able to get her anymore.
They smell the
And
cookie.
well, yeah, and so they're burning her and they all go to bed and like some snow falls on top and like but ignites from the bottom so like roasts her essentially. And they come out and just like go to town. It's like a bunch of teenagers and they just like go to and this happens like in season two. Like
Is this like so? Is this like that? Like kind of like that Alive and Lord of the Flies? Like young people
sort
has.
sort of like because in the last couple parts of season two, like you see that they start to have like some sort of ritual to determine who they're gonna sacrifice essentially to the
Oh,
wilderness, and there's like almost like a supernatural element to it, just a tad bit, but it's kind of ambiguous. Like you don't really know. Like you're like, oh, that's pretty coincidental, and there's like one
yeah.
girl who has visions and can predict the future and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
so it's turning
and
into what's it called, Lost a little bit.
yeah, well, and it also goes in between like so the accident's supposed to have happened in 1996, and then it goes in between today and 1996. So
So they're still doing it. So
yeah,
that does segue to us to our show. Hello
yeah.
everybody, welcome to Side by Side Movies. We
Hello,
talk about
hello,
two friends talk about two movies. We have too much fun. I'm CJ Robles.
and I'm Ben Garrett.
Ben,
Good
Ben,
to see you.
Garrett. So today we're talking about what Ben was just telling us about Yellow Jackets being trapped somewhere and not knowing how to survive. or having to survive could be also in the work environment outside of the wilderness, right?
Yep.
So this is kind of what we're going to start off with these two movies. So I'm going to bring them in real quick. We're talking about Horrible Bosses, 2011, rated R, 1 hour 38 minutes, comedy crime. Three friends conspire to murder their awful bosses when they realize they are standing in the way of their happiness. Director Seth Gordon, writers Michael Markowitz, John Francis Daly, repeat offender,
Hey.
Jonathan Goldstein, and he only has one little scene in the background. Do you see that?
Hmm.
And stars Jason Bateman, Charlie Day, and Jason Sudeikis. And we're talking that along lines with Tag, 2018, rated R, 1 hour 40 minutes. Action comedy. A small group of former classmates organize an elaborate annual game of tag that requires some travel of all over the country. Director Jeff Tomsic, writers Rob Mc, is that Mc, sorry, McKittrick, Mark Stillion, and Russell Adams. It stars Jeremy Renner, Ed Helms, and Jake Johnson. I was wondering who the third one was going to be between John Jam and Jake Johnson, and they went with the JJ man. So Ben, what did you think about these? And by the way, what did you watch them? Because
Well, I watched Tag first. I don't know if I'd ever seen Tag all the way through. I think I'd seen about half of it. And then so I just wanted to watch that one all the way. And yeah, so anyway, uh I watched that one first and I watched Horrible Bosses. And Horrible Bosses, I'm gonna be honest, like I've seen so many times.
that's the opposite
Um
for me and you. I've seen Tag a
I
lot.
have I have seen Horrible Bosses, like Bender over the Barrel and Short of the 50 States. Like, oh my gosh, dude. I would quote that regularly. And honestly had forgotten about it until we rewatched it. Um oh man, this it's it's got a lot of actors in it. It really does, like a lot of cameos.
A lot of them.
Tag, you know what's so funny is like whenever I first saw just like at a glance at the poster, I was like, oh, because we have quite a few repeat offenders this time around.
Yeah,
We have Charlie Day. I feel like Jason Sudeikis is a repeat offender.
probably. It's a high chance, man. We've seen a movie with him in it.
I feel
Ed
like
Helms
we
from
have.
Hangover.
Yep,
We've had.
at
I know
home.
we've
Yep,
had John Hamm for cameos. I know he's been in small
yeah.
cameos.
Jason Bateman, is he a repeat offender? This now I'm kind of throwing myself off. Are these is
Well,
Jason
let's
Bateman?
go. I'll check real quick. I got everything in front of me. Oh, I updated all the stuff to my drive.
Because
So
I
now I
mean,
see.
in tag we have Lil Ray Howery. Is that real? From
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah.
I mean,
From
well,
Nope.
no, no, not
No.
Nope.
Get Out.
Get Out. Um, and then yeah, Jake Johnson. I don't know if he's a repeat offender. Like you said, Ed Helms, Hannibal Buress. I don't know. I
We gotta
can't
find
remember.
out real quick.
Yeah,
I'll look it up real quick because what do you call it? It's
Jeremy
just the way.
Renner. He is
Well,
definitely been on
we saw. Well, we know the only Marvel we saw was what do you call
Guardians of
it?
the Galaxy.
Galaxy. He's not in that one.
No, either one of them.
Well, it happens. I should have everything archived
Damn, I
first.
feel I feel I feel like we these guys have definitely been on the show before, but now that I'm actually thinking about it,
No,
damn.
because it is funny because I'm a huge Jason Bateman fan, and I would always talk. I mean, I don't know. Maybe have we?
Let's see
I'm
here.
going through our archive here, guys. Yeah, let's go
I'm
through it. We go
I'm
through it with me real quick. Everybody, let's look at what we're going through.
let's
I remember
see.
side by side. We
I'm looking
do.
on IMDb to see if anything.
So here's our archive right here. Here are all the episodes we've done, and we've done way more. I didn't realize. Sorry, Ben. I have 20 episodes of them I need to put up. We got a lot
No,
binging coming up.
no, you're good. You're good.
Well, I have them ready. I just haven't put them up. It takes a little minute for the. No excuses. No excuses. I don't see any. Oh, I saw Galaxy Quest this weekend because I got back. The
That's
convention.
solid.
I saw it Sunday. It made me happy. I was like, I love that movie. I don't see any Jason Bateman stuff. I think he's the first time here. Maybe as a side character. Did we do? No, we didn't do. No,
Have we
he's in
watched?
Smoking Aces. Which one?
Okay, no. Let's see here.
I bet you he's in
We
Beavis and
haven't
Butthead.
done
Doesn't?
Forgetting Sarah Marshall, have we?
No, we haven't. No, we haven't. No. Look. But anyways, we have what we do. We have a an actual special thing we like to do here because the show's just kooky and we like to make it up as we go. But
It's
we
just
have a thing
wild, man.
called we have a thing called where you at? I got you right here. Repeat
Repeat
offender. This is people that come out in
offenders.
multiple movies that we get to watch and maybe see if they've done a different role or if it's kind of them directing, acting, or just something that's a little thing we like to talk about. But yeah, we have repeat offenders, and kind of goes along with my life too because nothing's repeat. But
Yeah,
definitely, excuse me real quick. But I'll say,
it's wild.
I don't know, but I mean, but the movie Horrible Bosses, it does have a lot of cameos. Tag is more like the people. We're just kind of following the same group of guys because they're
Mhm.
all within close proximity. But yeah, Horrible Bosses does have a little bit more of the cameos. When I saw it, so Horrible Bosses, I think this is maybe the fifth time I've seen it, but I've laughed every time I've seen it, and I think I've seen it all the way through every time I watch it. Tag, it just the first time I saw it, I thought it was I was not expecting it to be that good. I was not expecting to be like entertained like that. And the fact you find out it's like a real story, and then watching it this time, like I've probably seen it 11 times. So this 11th time I watched it, I focused a little bit more at the end because I was like the ending could be a little bit better, and then I've just focused on saw the ending. I was like, nah, it's a good ending. It really did well. Um, the thing I love about Horrible Bosses is they cross each other's paths without by accident, but it's only because they're always around. Oh, this is what I want to say about Horrible Bosses. Going around this time around, watching it, picking up on a lot of things like their characters are they're make weird decisions. But
Yeah.
Sudeikis character with the sex addiction, Charlie
Hmm.
Day's the dumb guy. They kind of bounce off a little bit. So you have the Charlie Day, which is the Jake Johnson character, and similarities. Oh, I watched these on Hulu, and I watched Horrible Bosses, and then it jumped right into Tag. I didn't have to. I just played it, and I was like,
Really, it went right
"This
in the
guy."
tag.
And right into Tag. So I was like, all right. So I started. That's why I just watched. I didn't watch it back to back, but I was like, it's there, and I already seen Tag so much. I actually watched it again this morning. But okay, well, I guess I finished watching Horrible Bosses yesterday, and I watched Tag this morning. But what do you call it? As I watched it, yeah, just so like you have the Type A characters, the Kevin Spacey character. Here you have the Jeremy Renner and the John Hamm ones.
Hmm.
So you have those two kind of characters, and then you have the I guess would be the Jason Bateman would be the Ed Helms character, kind of the soul telling the story. Donald Sutherland, just to get Donald Sutherland in your movie, and then goddamn Colin Farrell steals the fucking show, dude. Colin
You know,
Farrell
we
steals the show, and
he does. He really does. We do have a repeat offender in tag. I know for a fact. Brian Denny.
uh, oh, that's right. He plays he plays the Jake
Chili's
Johnson's
dad.
father, and he's in
Yep.
Tommy Boy.
Yep.
So yeah, see, so that's another thing. So these
And
movies have very
was even referenced in South Park. Like, no, we don't mean goddamn Brian
oh
Denny here.
yeah, I'm Brian Denny. But put it this way, even with these movies, they have the same kind of pattern. You
Yep.
put an old lovable character actor in your movie, or I mean actors, Brian Dennehy and Donald Sutherland in their own respects. They were really good actors in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and I mean up until I think this is Brian Dennehy's last movie. Um,
It had been one of the last, yeah, for sure. And then
yeah.
you know what's so crazy is like Kevin Spacey being like a powerhouse whenever this movie was coming out. Like he's really
Oh,
hitting
because the House of
his
Cards, right?
strides. House of Cards, everything like that. Actually, House of Cards may have come right after this, or maybe right before. But
So around the same time, though, right?
I think so. Honestly, I'm not even too sure. But now that he's has gotten those allegations and everything against him, it's wild, man. Like there's a movie that he was completely removed from. I think Ridley Scott directed it, and then they came back and oh man, what's his name?
No, sorry, real quick. Tag is not the last movie Brian Dennehy was in.
Oh,
But
there's another one.
yeah, just to let you know. Yeah, I gotta
Let's
take it. I don't
see
want to get
here.
docked for that.
But no, what? Let's see here. It was like All the Money in the World or something like that. That was the name of the movie.
Oh, but Kevin
Let's
Spacey.
see. Yeah, yeah, and he was like he was supposed to be in it, but they removed him completely. Like,
Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah, this movie. This has a Benedict Cumberbatch, isn't it? Or who's the guy?
yeah, let's see.
Mark
It was
Wahlberg. Oh,
is
Mark
that who?
Wahlberg. Yeah, yeah. I think it might have been this. But hold on, we could do the trivia thing. But keep going. 'Cause I do remember a movie where he was. Because I
Oh,
remember they
here
did
it
that to
was.
Chris, and they
It
did that
was
to Chris D'Elia. Remember
who?
we did the Army of the Dead.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right.
Is it
Um,
Tig Notaro or Nate Notaro?
mm-hmm. Yep. Let's see here. It's about John Paul Getty, and that was what it was about. And it had Christopher Plummer was who replaced him.
I got it
But
right
he
here.
was
Christopher Plummer claimed he was prepared to replace Kevin Spacey as J. Paul Getty on short notice because he had previously been considered for the role and had read the script. He had less than 2 weeks to memorize his lines, but he did have the advantage of having met Getty in London a couple of his parties during the '60s. Oh, so already here he knew the character. So wow.
and
So
then
this is
he
like 2 weeks
played
before
and
they
then
filmed.
his
They
that's crazy. Like his grandson was in the movie already. Like that has to
Kevin
be his
Spacey's grandson,
no,
Christopher Plummer.
Plumbers. Yeah.
Okay. So Christopher Plummer, I think he passed away in 2017 or 20. Oh no, recently, 2021. And his top four movies are Beginners 2010, Remember 2015, The Insider 1999. Why did he all the world of the money 2017? Nah, dude, this guy's got a lot of stuff from like the 70s.
Hmm.
Um, but
Damn, I didn't realize.
but that, I mean, the Kevin Spacey thing is always like it's gonna be a topic. But I think he's making a return, right? Is that what's happening? I think because he plays like that type A asshole, and that's why he ends up shooting. Because it's so crazy. I just studying behavior for all these years, and then watching how the character reacts. Like he's upset
Hmm.
because his horror wife. You fuck my. He's upset because he's insecure because of her. But why? Because he has the power and the money. But why? He probably thinks he could buy everything, and he can't buy love. He can't buy affection. So what's going on is that even like, come on, she hooks up with the dude at the. I mean, she's a repeat offender from Groundhog's Day or from Multiplicity. Um,
And Happy Gilmore.
yeah. Oh my God. I already forgot her name.
Um, damn.
All
She
Modern
played.
Family.
Yeah, Claire Dunphy. Julie Bowen.
Boom. There we go. Yeah. She's she's in it. So we got a repeat offender there. But what was I gonna say? You know, from the just following his movement, the character's movements, following what he does, and I mean, he's all. It's funny because he's all cocky, and they're like, "Wait, my friend Kirk, yeah, Kirk." Like,
Oh,
but it's also
Colin Farrell is a repeat offender.
what we got him
The
in.
Batman. Didn't we do the Batman?
Oh, that's right, the Penguin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess yeah.
Right.
You're right. So we're getting him. We're friending him. But even like all the character moves that he does, all the decisions he makes. Like I feel horrible bosses. The people are a little bit more. The characters are a little bit more like, um, they're kind of because I guess they're just friends at older age. So they're kind of like they don't work as a unit. Where like they make a plan and it goes opposite. It's just like the same thing happens in tag. They make a plan and it doesn't
Hmm.
work. But at the beautiful part about horrible bosses is they what do you call it? They cross over. They plan to do kill each other's bosses. And when it comes down to it, they can't. But then the bosses kill each other. When
Hmm.
Colin Farrell got shot, or when that guy Bobby when he gets shot, oh my god, what the fuck do you
Yeah.
want? Pow, pow. But
Yeah,
even like
and it's
that,
just like happens so fast. That's what you like in the comedy. Something that's just like throws you for a loop, kind of brings you back to reality.
yeah,
You have that in Horrible Bosses. Like one thing that got me in Tropic Thunder, whenever the director gets blown up, like that
yeah.
just kind of like oh, kind of like that oh damn moment. Like oh, that
Like the
took a
person in
turn.
charge, or the person that like Star Trek, the guy that they fall off the three. It's three of them. So you see it's Kirk and you see Sulu, and then you see this third random person, but he's got the explosions on him. So it's like yeah, go. And he just dies. You're like, okay, well, how are they gonna blow up the ship now? It's like it's not a comedy, but you're right. The decision making of the character got him get killed. Um, but I honestly think that between watching these two movies, there's a big, they're very similar, but it's a big difference. You have like you have vicious like there's I'll tell you this: Horrible Bosses is about bullying. It's about it's kind of has a little Office Space in it, but it's
Hmm.
definitely about bullying. It's definitely about people thinking about power tripping. It's about people thinking they get away with things because of things. Other people that they need to also get over a hump. And I don't know. It's like I think that's why I never really worked at as a place for forever because I was always like, corporate always sucks, dude. Or there's always someone above you talking about you, or just something like that that could hurt, that could hinder you, that could hurt you. It's a weird, sick game, like corporate America. But this is what it's about. I mean, even somebody like the thing is, he's such a. I mean, he makes it like apparent that he does test them, and he felt
Hmm.
and what's Jason Bateman's character's name? I want to use that. I don't want to say. How I am.
Oh,
What's his name?
jeez, man.
Nick. So it's
Yeah,
Nick, Dale, and Zedeckis' name is not Russell, is
Kurt
it? What is it? Kurt. Yeah, that's right. So it's Nick,
Russell.
Kurt, and Dale, and yeah, and Kurt. What do you call it? But like a Nick character, he's he's a go getter. He's gonna do it. But like when it comes to work, like what do you call it? They like he felt all those things, like the drinking. That's like he's set him up for that, or like staying in at my Gam Gam's funeral. Like he's like you call your Gam Gam. Like he's just like I'm at
Yeah.
that scene right there. I'm sorry, I started the movie over. But even like, dude, that's even funny. The Charlie Day character, when he Dale,
Hmm. Getting
he yeah,
sexually
here he kills
harassed.
him. Then he brings him back with the EpiPen.
Yep. Oh,
But that's just like funny. Like everything kind of falls in their pace. Gregory is a funny character, the Indian dude. Like this also was like a time because there were iPhones because they are playing Angry Birds, but then like Bobby has the little Nokia phone.
hmm.
So it's like this is
This.
a crossover because now we all have iPhones or Androids, one or the other.
Yep. This was like 4 years after iPhone launched, so still
And
relatively
because
fresh. Not
because
everybody
also
has
too
one. Yeah.
MF Jones even pulls out a sidekick, so
Yep.
um but I think even like that, like a Jamie Foxx character, he he's like a hustler. He hustles them, and that money's ours. It's just I didn't realize how much like suburb white guys they look like until I saw it this time, and I was like, they really are out of place, and the way he talks, and hey, my man, like what the fuck, like it's like is he's trying to relate, and you don't. That's not how it works. And
Oh man.
and that's so
Yeah,
hilarious.
Jason
Like,
Sudeikis, man. Whenever he just like does his deep voice, whenever they do the wet works and everything. Hey, how's it going? Hey, what? Yeah. Okay.
so
Yeah.
stupid, man. Um, I'm right here watching it where the dad died, and he's like, I need to fire. I need to come to my office. You need to fire the fat one,
Yep.
and then he's actually right. 'Cause she's not pregnant. She's fat,
Yeah.
but he ends up, he ends up, she ends up keeping her job because he thinks he's pregnant. But he's like, you got to follow Professor X or the fat one. And he's all like, you got to lose one job or three jobs. You do the
Well,
math,
do the math
and
on that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that's really fucked up, man. That's like horrible work. That's why I've lost jobs like that. Or if I'm a good worker, so I'll do the job. But then at that, like I'll say something or I won't. I'll have not attitude, but I have like a strong firm belief, like, hey, you guys are doing this wrong, or you're doing me wrong. So they'll just be like, all right, we'll pay him out. Just won't have him come back. He's a thinker or whatever. And I'm like, all
Yeah.
right. And I feel like that like a lot. Like Sudeikis isn't in charge, but he's like the accountant. So he's good enough to like I guess have a lead role to see where the money goes for them, but for decision making. But outside of that, it's up to them. And but even Bobby character is even like saying how he's like, that's of course that's what I'm doing. I'm getting all the money out. Like he brings those strippers and he's doing
Yep.
cocaine. He's like he's crazy, dude. Like
It's
he's from
ridiculous.
between those two movies, there's no character like that sticks out like that.
No.
The character that sticks out like that in Tag is Jeremy Renner. His character sticks out real bad, Jerry, because he's a badass. But it's also with Tag, there's an evolution to the game at the end,
Hmm.
and they change it. But then you never the guy's never been tagged in 30 years. Like
I love that he didn't even invite them to the wedding because he knew he was like, no, this is gonna go left. That whole thing with the miscarriage was oh,
fucked up.
it really was, man.
But also
Like,
to the whole I need to have a wedding in May thing. Like I just
yep.
that I don't know, man. Like the way I get older, the more I hear the people are like, I need to get married, I need to have a wedding, I need to get. I'm like, why? Why are you gonna throw
Yeah.
away money like that? Why are you gonna put my? I mean, I would think like be married for like 5 years and then have a wedding, or be married for 10 years, or even if you have a kid. If you but like it's like I just don't understand. Like my goals to get married like at a young age. It's like holy crap, that's weird. Like I met so many people like that. Maybe from where I'm
It's
from
pe-
too.
people
A lot of people want
people
to get
like
married.
tradition, man. They
Like
just
yeah,
want that. They idealize that one day, and sometimes don't think about everything else. Whenever they get married, they're just like focused on that. They're like, okay, this is gonna be perfect. Like that perfect day.
Yeah.
people really, I think really people really do believe that, and that's kind of where where people get caught up. But yeah, to each their own. I could
Yeah.
understand
And they're
why
like,
people want.
why ain't that? But it's 30, 40, 50, $100,000. And I'm just
Oh,
like, it's too much, man.
it's way too
Dude,
much.
if you really just $5,000, rent a venue, $5,000, have a party. And like, I don't understand, dude. Like, it's just insane with the amount of people that they have there that are, I guess, just that want to do that. It's just tons of people, man. And then like
Yeah,
so many guys like, yeah, that's what she wants. But then you meet a guy that's like that. They usually do have that like, oh, that's my family, blah, blah. But it's like, I don't know. Not just blame women. I'm saying people both have to go through it, you know. But
yeah,
it's just it's insane, like spending all that money and then for tag for them to like. I know there's. Sorry to invite you to. That's kind of weird, right? He's like, you're always running
yeah.
from us, and I've always I felt like that. Like if we want to talk about friends, because I'm a sucker for friendship movies. But where I grew up, I think a lot of the guys definitely. I had a bunch of crappy friends, and not all of them, because there are. But it's like more people that want to keep that tradition of slow pace and whatever, and I'm not like that. So it was always hard for me. I would like to hang out, but I couldn't hang out for so long before I realized, dude, I gotta do other stuff. I gotta do other things I want to do. And but these friends, like they just happen to like it's cool. Like I like the saying right away. You don't get old. Benjamin Franklin said, "You don't get old because you stop. Wait, was it? You don't get old because you stop. You stop. Wait,
You don't
you don't
stop because
get
you
old. You get
get
old because you
old.
stop.
Yeah,
There you
don't
go. Thank you,
stop
Ben.
playing. You're
And
welcome.
that's true. Like they keep playing and they keep them active. And I mean, I don't know. This our show's great. That helps me out to be like, yeah, we got weekly things to do. But but going back to like the whole friendship conversation with like people that can have these traditions or people that have these things that go on. Like I mean they just do them. It's not like they're doing them on purpose. And I mean camera phones got invented, so they wanted to show like, hey, look at this shit. And I don't know. I think it's a great movie. I think now that the Jerry character is now able to play and tag, like now he's gonna be real lethal. I think it's gonna be worse. Do you
Yeah.
think he's gonna be worse as a
Oh yeah.
like trying to tag? He's gonna be pulling stuff like so many things
Yep.
to tag you. Now he's gonna really try to get everybody.
Uh huh.
Um, I'm right here at the Jennifer Anderson character. I want to jump into that real quick because that's another thing that I love that they brought that up, man. That they brought up the character that is like was state what's her name, Dr. Yeah, Julia, that she's a I don't know, like sexual being, like crazy,
Yeah.
like she even like even the
Nymphomaniac.
nymphomaniac, right? um I don't know. I gotta say, oh, that makes sense to me. Sorry, I just noticed something. The guy that goes to the bar and Horrible Bosses, and he tells them I'll jerk him off or whatever. Like he's like, I'll do something. The friend that they hadn't seen in a while, and he's like, can we have
Hmm.
money? And he's like, that's not enough, but I'll take it. He comes back. He's the guy in the chair at the end when he comes.
Yeah.
Like, so that's what you have to do, man. Sometimes at work, I mean, I wouldn't do this all the time, and I wouldn't focus on it. But if you're in a stressful environment, first think about the environment. How can you get yourself out, and why are you there? Why are you still there? And then but like even like that, that's hardcore, man. That's like that's way over the line. But you gotta blackmail them, you
Yep.
gotta, I don't know, blackmail them, but it's just something. Show them what they're doing, show them how they make other people feel. The fact you have a power, everybody, that's the trip part. All three of them, the
Hmm.
bosses, they have their power trips. And then the workers are just like, I don't know, I mean, before you get to the point of wanting to like murder somebody, like you should look at yourself and what can I do, what else can I get, it's just money at a certain point. And what do you have to do? Why do you feel left out? Why do you feel like you have to put your hands on somebody? Why you have to kill somebody? Why you have to plan this elaborate thing? But I don't know, man. It's like it's just work.
Yeah.
Like we don't even really know how they live. I mean, we have to see how
You
the bosses live.
and you think like, and I think that kind of it's kind of interesting too because 2011, like it's right after the housing crisis.
Yes.
Like you're in a recession almost. You have all these things going on. So jobs probably were pretty tight back then, especially like a job that you were getting paid the same amount for. I feel like after whenever the recession starts, everybody can be like, all right, we're gonna pay you this much because we know you can't get it anywhere else.
Kind of seems
Like
a little bit
the
rigged at this point.
yeah.
Like
Oh
too
no.
many people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hundred
like
percent.
it feels like it's like because it's also we're able to follow all the patterns and stuff. You're right about the recession because I didn't even think about that till now. So this is actually like kind of what people are going through.
Yeah.
Stuck at a
And
job
so
they don't want, but
yep.
it's all they
And
have.
yep. And so it makes more sense to just like, oh, get rid of this one person who's pissing me off, as opposed to lose my livelihood. Like, why do I have to suffer because of this asshole?
Dude, I had a lot of conversations of friends that were excited because they went and got a degree, like a 2 year degree or a certification or something, where they just went to school real quick, got a job, and then they excelled in that job, and like 4 or 5 years passed, and then the recession had hit, and they were like, "Oh, I didn't go to college really, and I'm scared I'm gonna lose my job, but I'm good at my job." But then like one of my buddies, he was a paramedic, and he comes up and he goes, "Hell yeah, man, I got my job because they flushed the toilet and all the shit went down, and all the good shit stayed up." And he goes, yeah, but I'm basically doing 7 jobs at once, but I got my job and I got a little bit more pay because they, like, I guess that's what they did. They cut a corner here, and then they paid the people that stayed that they kept. And
Hmm.
but yeah, man, sometimes I mean a lot of it's really hard, man. When you hire somebody for work, and you never know if people really want to work, or if people are just there to like sue you, or like I mean having that nympho like boss, like, dude, I've talked about this before on the show, and I've talked on other podcasts, but like getting hit on by women has it comes with its flaws as well. And it's always when it's a very attractive woman, it seems kind of like, whoa, why don't you do it? She's very attractive. She's hot. But I'm like, I don't know where the hell she's been. It's like, or but it's like if it's a woman that's not so attractive and she does it, and it's like you turned her down, you're a monster. It's like, whoa, what's going on? But imagine your boss. Imagine like the place where you go for work is like that with you. Like that's like total control of your life, man.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Well, and what's kind of funny about this movie too is like it's flipped. It's not a man a man over a woman. It's a woman over a man. It might have been even funnier if it was like a man over a man, and Charlie Day
Yeah.
was trying to get away.
But I'll tell you this though. This is because this is what when we're talking about that 2011 times are changing. So it's time because that's more common now. Women are like that now
Hmm.
than men are. So it's like, oh, the since I was a kid, the way I was brought up is stupid. But what I remember just having to be like, that sounds dumb. I was always more like the woman stays in the kitchen and the man. I was like, what?
Well,
I,
and I don't even know if it's just like a sign of the times. I think it's more along the lines of like you can you can play that one a lot easier. That's easier to play as funny than it is serious. Like if you're like, oh, what's the problem? Like honestly, like what Jason Sudeikis and Jason Bateman, what the Jasons were talking about is like, oh, why are you always complaining about this?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's
'Cause it's
that's
like,
what
yeah,
that's normal people's reactions.
that's the
Even
teacher. That's
today, even
the
today,
teachers. Yeah.
yeah, that
But it is
that
a sign.
that
I
I feel like that would be the reaction from most
like
guys.
the meme is the teachers when I was in school, and it's like a picture of an old wrestler, and then the memes of the teachers were now. But it is a
Yep.
sign of the times, because I have to tell you this: as the recession was in 2007 and it's 2011, it is because at this time, this wouldn't be really believable in the 90s. A female dentist, a hot female dentist, they wouldn't
Yeah.
believe it. But now, the more it's more believable now. Now it's more like, oh yeah, because we have people like this. There are stories like this that happen. They just try to cover them up the rug. But now we're like, nah, a lot of this is true. Like there are women that do this stuff. I mean, there are women that trap guys for money, with a kid
Yeah.
or with not, just try to. I mean, that's why it's like dating now would suck. Like there are girls like that you meet on Tinder dates, and then they like what do you call it? They'll sleep with you, or they'll pretend or get you naked, and they take photos of you, and then they're like, there's stories I've read online where a guy got conned, and then they made him pay him money. He had to pay $600, and he was just going on a Tinder date, and then they had
Brought brought
sex,
to you
but
by brought to you by the internet,
yeah,
where
dude.
everything's true.
God, the
No,
internet is
that's
not fake at all. That was funny. But no, that's I believe that story. I believe that. Like a guy just going because it was a real sincere story where he was like, I went on a date. I didn't think anything. The girl really liked me. So I thought it was simple. It was a small cute girl, and she then all of a sudden I was walking around. She took a bunch of pictures of me naked and then said $600, or I'll post these online. And I was like, oh god.
listen to Mona Lisa by Lil Wayne. That's
What does he say about that one?
it's just like he has a girl that works for him, and she'll hit on somebody, and then they'll follow him to his house and they'll rob him. That's what the
Yeah,
song's about.
that's a lot of stories. There's a
Yeah.
lot of stories about that too, where you think you're gonna meet a Tinder date or somebody online, and it's a guy, and then I'm telling you, look up animated horror stories on YouTube, and you get a bunch of these stories from Craigslist, and or sorry, from Reddit, and or Craigslist, and what do you call it? There's always a guy that gets catfished to go over to the house, and there's another guy answers the door, and he's in the living room being like, "Is Julia here?" yeah, let me go get her. And then the other person like doesn't ever either come back or they start saying they're making a girl voice, and then they
Hey, I'm
yeah, and then they
Julia.
come out, and then the
This
guy's
is
like and then they start either getting a fight or the guy gets scared and runs out for his life or the guy hits on him. So I'm a lot, dude. I has okay. So this switches topic a little bit. On just I've had my gay friends. I've talked about them getting catfish because I'm like, how does that work out? Because with a guy, if I'm a girl, I mean, if I'm looking for a girl and I get a guy, I'm done. Go with this freaking dude. But I was like, what if it was a gay guy and you show up and then some of my friends are like, well, yeah, depending if he's not that ugly. I was like, wow, that's kind of there's still like a win-win here. It's like it's still like a win-win, or if they're not off or something. I don't know. Or they'll I'm like, oh, that's so that. So
what
I'm
if
hoping.
what now what if it's like a girl who's pretending to be a guy to get a gay guy there,
Oh my god, and that's
and
how
then
we flip the script.
she's trying to convert him. She's like, if that's my life goal, this is my
A
she's
flipper.
probably a religious fanatic, and this is her way of
Oh god. No. I
bringing
think she's
people
maybe
to
more.
the way
No,
of
I think
Jesus.
I think religion is still very important in that aspect. But I think this would be more of those extremists. So she probably saw a conspiracy theory on Netflix or the Matt Teo. I started watching the first 20 minutes of Getting Catfish, and I was like, dude, this dude really had a relationship with this guy. Like, I'd have to be like FaceTime right now, and I gotta look at you, and I got it's like we'd have to meet up after a certain time. I couldn't. I think maybe I go like, okay, let me put it this way, because when I was 21, the internet was always screwing with me, and I did meet people, and they're like not what their profiles were. So I was like, okay, I'm done with this. And now that we're all online, and now I didn't realize that people still want to be like, just look at me through the eyes of a filter. I get no, that thing's like, I can if you were just online, but now I'm physically in front of you. I can't. I'm having trouble. It's not you, you know. This is not you. Like I can't. Like as much as you want to see yourself as this, it's. I'm sorry. I can't give into it all the time. But yeah, man, Manti Te'o dated a dude on. I mean, technically, if it was online fling, they were dating, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
they're
just I'm
online.
just questioning. That's all.
They're online dating.
So
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
yeah,
but I mean, the
flung.
hot, the hot boss, and then your friend goes and bangs her, and he's like, "Oh, I thought I took care of that." Like he also thinks that's like a
Yeah,
thing that was like very helpful.
that'll help. That's gonna do it. Yeah. No, I really Kurt was hilarious. Uh Charlie Days or Dale was just like so damn funny. Like I love whenever they're talking with and then we have Ron White in here.
Oh
How
God,
cool is
yes.
that? Um
The other guy's a comedian too. I forget his name. Well, not he's a comedian, but he's a very
yeah,
the other
yeah.
cop. Let me see if I can look him up real quick.
Yeah, look him up because I know who you're talking about. He's
Yeah, he's been in a lot of things.
recognizable. Um but yes, no, whenever he's like, "Oh, that was Law and Order," like that's what I learned from Law and Order. Like it's you just slowly piecing it together.
Oh, Wendell Pierce is his name. But I didn't know this, but we have a repeat offender in here,
Who's that?
and it's someone I just met this weekend. It says David Sheridan is in this movie. It says bartender Bradford's Bar.
Oh, and Horrible Bosses.
Yeah, he's a bar.
Huh.
I did. Oh, okay. He's in there. I just met him. Watch everybody. I'll show you. Here's who I'm talking about. He is Officer Doofy from Scary Movie. Where you at? Boom. Just met him. David Sheridan. But yeah, that's cool. So it says, I mean, but he was also in. We did Scary Movie. But I was looking at the yeah. So for the what's his name? Just said it right now. God, was it Wendell? Yeah, Wendell Pierce. So it's him and Ron White in that scene, and then also the dude that the peer, Mr. Fantastic. What's his name? Ian. He's in.
Oh yeah, Ian Groff or something like that.
Yeah. He's a
Ian Groff.
yeah. He's a British actor. Yeah, there you go. Ion Grufford. I thought his name was Ian. Ion.
One.
Juan.
It's
That's a nice
on.
name. One
It's
ring.
on. Turn on the light. On.
One ring. Rule them all.
On. One ring to bind them.
Um, one ring.
The only acceptable way that movie ends if what is it? He's like go if Sam goes and breaks in
Bricks
Frodo's
in
mouth.
front of his mouth.
Made a nerd
Oh
bomb.
god. Hey, he's right though. It's 3 movies of walking.
Yeah,
But
I love his explanation. Oh man,
fucking a.
could you imagine just getting groped by Jennifer Aniston and having to act like you hate it?
Well, I have been groped by a Jennifer Anderson type girl, and I didn't like it. But because I didn't like it, because I've seen her at the bar, and she's what the bar girls are, and I would just hear kiss dudes at night and try to kiss me. I'm like, oh, get away. And then once she found out that I was like that, I don't like germs, And once she found out I was like that, she would like deliberately try to kiss me, and I'd be like, this is weird. You're like hot, and you're drunk half the time. I was drunk too. But I was at the bar where the bar half the time we're drinking, and I'm just kind of like this chick. I was like, damn, that's insane. Like she's scary. Like it's scary. Because also she had a boyfriend, so that's another thing I didn't want to. Like her boyfriend was huge. He was a big ass dude. I was like, nah, man, I ain't gonna get caught. Like I'm not gonna be that guy. Like I'm not gonna get my head smashed in for this. Like yeah, like no, dude, I won't take no. Some guys they're just like, I'll go for it. I don't care. But yeah, it would be hard. It would be hard to like. It is hard. It is hard for a girl like that, or like picture any of your fantasy girls and have her want to be in love with you. That'd be crazy. Like a fantasy is
Yeah,
supposed
but
to be
I'm
fantasy.
just saying like just put yourself in Charlie Day's
Charlie
position.
Days,
Like
yeah. But so,
not Dale. Dale's obviously gonna hate her, but just like
oh, I get what you're saying.
Charlie Day.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he's just like Jennifer Aniston's groping on him. Like I imagine after like maybe 3 or 4 takes, then it would maybe get annoying. Like
Dude, I'd have to be like, excuse me, it's all I got.
or would you just have to like have a whole bunch of like she would have to slight you or you would have to feel slighted by her
I
for
just
you to
depends on
actually
chemistry.
feel
Dude. Let's say we're good. We're like, let's say we just meet on set and we hit it off. And we had to do these. That's a weird one because I did have a makeout scene on Friday Night Lights, the TV show, and that was funny because they put us in like actually one of the episodes is the party scene. I'm making out actually with my friend that I met on set, and we became good friends. And I'm making out with her, but as we're going in there, I we go to kiss, and she just puts her mouth on my mouth, and I'm trying to kiss her, and she's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I go, "What the?" It's like my camera like pans right past us, so you see his kiss, and she's like, "Oh yeah, we don't actually have to make out. We just have to look like we're making out." I was like, "Oh," so we just put our mouths close to each other, so but it was like that. Like I knew her, so I imagined like what if they were like that cool, like kind of figure out like because honestly I'm one of those guys that's like we don't really have sex in a movie like sex scenes, but those kind of make sense. The photos, the way she does things to him when he's passed out, she threatens him like like
Mhm.
his face is all like half dead. Like that's some crazy shit, dude.
Oh
So
yeah.
imagine Charlie Day just letting it grow. I don't know, man. Maybe just let it rip.
Oof.
I was peeing why do they have elementary school next to a bar? It's entrapment.
Yeah,
But yeah, Jamie.
that classic Hitchcock movie with with Danny DeVito. Let's throw him off from a train.
Yeah,
Come
so
on.
see, that's what I'm talking about. Those scenes like that. That's like
I
because
yeah.
they're supposed to be doing like real crazy shit, and they're all being stupid. Even that decision where Jason Bateman says, where Nick says, "No, thank you, we're not interested," and then Kurt and Dale walk off. So it like forces him to do it
Yeah.
because the third went the majority went that way, so he has to go with it. But he starts describing his mom all naked on the bed, and I took her money. He's like, why'd you have to describe all that shit? You just have to say, I took my
Laying
mom's
there
money.
naked. And I reached over into her purse. Oh, thank God. Oh man. It's yeah, it's I love
I think that's
motherfucker Jones was hilarious.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, I'll be okay. Talk about that real quick. Jamie Foxx and Hannibal Buress play the minority characters in here, so this
Hmm.
is very similar. Though I gotta find those minority roles and I gotta put them in because it's just three white dudes here and then
Yeah.
four white. The other, we get the inside the lives of white people all the time, but yeah, I would like. I see. I gotta look for those roles there, but those
It's
are.
like
I mean, it's hard because I gotta go up against Jamie Foxx. I ain't gonna win. It's like,
yep.
but I'll say this though, but those two characters, two different classes, two
Hmm.
different personalities, two different. So they even though they are what I would consider, I would say Jamie Foxx is the second favorite character in this movie, as in like out of the big main characters, because you can have like you do have all the side characters. Because I will put the bosses as the side characters. It's Colin Farrell, Kevin Spacey, Jennifer Aniston, and then you have Jamie Foxx, and you have the Gregory, the Atman, Atmir,
Okay. Apmanon. That name's
Abna.
the name's a fucking nightmare, man. I'm just gonna call you Gregory. Like,
You
I
know what,
love
dude?
the
Dude, you know what? Jason Sudeikis, he hits that like I don't know if it's just a suburb guy or a white guy. He's got it down, dude. Like, cause he tries to be open about it, but then you make him change. Like, fuck that. He's like, oh,
yeah.
whatever it is, you know. And I noticed that about those suburb guys. The way he dresses, the way his hair is, and he's just the way he's always trying to get laid too. Because even that happens. So look at that John Hamm's character.
Mm.
Oh God, what's his name in the movie? Was John Hamm's character Bob? Oh yeah, oh
Bob.
Bob.
Yeah, who's gonna
Because even
fucking
his
Bob? Oh,
because
Bob.
even his character and the what do you call it? What's his name? What's Josh Jackson? What's his name?
Chili.
Chili. Even him and I've seen this movie so much I can't remember. Chili and him, they both. So we'll take the side. We'll take the two scenes that what's his name? Kurt does, where he goes off and gets laid and screws them over. It does happens in Tag too. They make a plan and it doesn't fall through. It doesn't go through because somebody actually, you know, what do you call it? Screws it up.
Yep.
And I think, man, it's funny. You see,
is Rashida Jones? Is she? Is she?
Oh yeah, bro. She's a repeat offender. We're fans. Look, this is how we do it. Guess we're. Remember, I already know.
What was she in?
You get 10 points if you get her. You get one guess, you get 10 points.
Year one.
Close. That was Olivia Wilde. You're thinking of. One of my favorite movies.
I love you, man.
Yep. Close. You're close. You're close. Yeah, she's the fiance, and I love you, man. Okay, you're right. Jennifer Aniston licking your ear, Charlie Day's ear. That's had to be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So if Jennifer Aniston was sucking on CJ Robles' ear for the scene, yeah, that would be fucking difficult to keep a straight face, and not to mention, I would try not to mess up.
Yeah. No, for real. Let's see here. So sorry, I'm just trying to run through. Wait, so Jeremy Renner, I really so Tag, like I said, I don't think I'd seen this one all the way through until this time, and it was good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it was, like you said, it was a good friendship story. I think it was kind of funny the way they showed it at the end. I was like, this doesn't seem like anything like the Tag that was going on. You know,
you're breaking up a bit, dude.
It seemed like a little bit more.
Hold on.
What's up?
You're good. You're good now. I couldn't hear you as you're breaking up, but I got you.
No, with Tag, you know, it seemed at the end, you know, when they showed you the old men playing tag, it's like, yeah, this seems like a little bit more lax than what they were showing us. You know, like,
whoa. I mean, it's like because it shows you reality, and then the fantasy. The fantasy is always going to be better, right? And the visually, but in reality, it is what it is because you see yourself doing it.
Also, you have a whole bunch of fit people running around, you know, like, and then
and they're all fat and old in the.
Yeah, and they're just a little bit older.
But they've been doing it for 30 years. I guess, like I said, camera phones only came into it like while they were kids when they started this, so camera phones just added to it.
Yeah.
But also too, the amendments, they changed it. So there's a few characters in here that like I would like to talk about because kind of plays a big into Tag, where you have the bartender friend that he knows all about it. He's like the fanboy, and he wants to like give anything he can. Where is he at? There's a character in here called Mexican Jerry. Because remember he said, "Es tu has muerto." But let's see. What was the friend's name? Is Isla Fisher? I think she's a repeat offender. I'm trying to remember from what.
Yeah, Wedding Crashers. Did we watch Wedding Crashers?
No. We haven't done that one yet. But
give me a second.
Pretty sure. But what was I saying? Where is this character? I can't find him. But the friend, the guy, the bartender, he wanted to be in on it. He knew a lot about it, and they just would be like, no. But it's also like with the girls, like Isla Fisher, they weren't allowed girls since they were 6. So that means that this rule of them, they had to change and upgrade the game because they grow. Everybody grows. We all expand, and we should be changing and challenging ourselves. We don't have to, but it's good. Maybe good for growth if you're looking for that. But like with adding the girls, like the wife, she's crazy, dude. Like they like, and that makes me laugh because it's always like that. Because I was a dude raised by girls, and every time you add girls to the mix, they tend to change it a little bit. when you have to play it to there. And this is the best example where she takes it too far.
Yep.
But that's just the way she is. That's the way she's competitive. So you just gotta roll with it, you know. But it's like also I don't want to get hurt by getting tackled from a little wife because we're playing a game of tag. But yeah, I don't know. I think she's what do you call
Nope,
it?
she is not a repeat offender.
She's not, and she's married
Nope.
to
Not
Borat.
we haven't seen Scooby Doo, right?
No.
She's in Scooby Doo. That's wild.
Wow. I did not know that. But she's a very what do you call it? Oh, here's the bartender, Steve Berg, Lou Shelbert. Yeah, he does. He wants to be part of it, but they won't let him. And then they let the who's the what's her name? Annabelle Wallace.
Hmm.
Rebecca. She plays the Rebecca character. She's a journalist, and then she's even the part where she says, "This is why print journalism is dying
Hmm.
because of stuff like that. Because you can't
I
keep up with it."
love how Ed Helms too. He's like, oh, there's an opening. Like he's like, this is where I.
It's not
This is
over.
where
It's on his
I'm-
brain.
Yep.
But it's actually sad. There's a sad part. I wonder if did that guy die? Did the
Ed Helms.
character in real life did he end up passing or
I don't know.
we'll find out. But also
Yeah.
Sebastian Maniscalco's in it. I was a drunk. I was he just started saying all this
Yeah.
stuff like he's at the way he starts sharing it. It's just so stupid. I was a drunk. I used to gamble. I used to do it's all this crazy shit. It's not about you. It's their wedding day. Why are you making it about you? And then there's his name, Dave, the sexual gym associate, Thomas Middleditch. I don't think he's a repeat offender, or maybe he is. But yeah, he came out of nowhere, dude. He's one of
Oh
those.
yeah, Middle Ditch. No, he's from Wolf of Wall Street. He's a repeat offender.
That's right. But he so we got so I mean, those characters I think are funny in that movie in that regard, right? Tag does have a lot of those. Oh no, I mean Tag doesn't have a whole lot of people cameos, but the few Horrible Boss has a lot more.
Yeah.
But you know, dude, it's just seems it's kind of simple. There's not that many locations in Horrible Bosses. It's and also too like it's not that many in Tag, but you get to see all the love that they have for Jerry because he stayed behind, and that's their hometown, right? They have to go home, so he
Yeah.
actually did stay behind, and he just kind of like dominated it, I guess, because small town. And then Bobby he drives a Trans Am when he leaves all crazy.
So the kid versions of Hogan and Callahan,
Yeah,
they're both named Braxton. Just wild. And Legend Williams, that was Sable at age 9. Tyler
That was
Crumley,
Sable
that was
lost-
Chili.
when he lost
Gary-
his virginity.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, but yeah,
here.
dude, yeah, Horrible Boss is funny. I think I saw part of part 2, but I haven't. I don't think I finished. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember. I feel like it was the same thing over.
Yeah, I don't really remember it. I
Couldn't-
know
you
that they
couldn't
have to
have
go get the Kevin Spacey character to help him out.
Yeah, I do
Those are
remember
the
that.
cocaine. So let's talk about that cocaine scene real quick, because drugs affect everybody different. But that's just silly, dude. That they just can't. They're not good at this, but they start learning, you know.
Yeah.
But it's it's like
It's
what do you
not my
call it?
name.
Sharp. It's like sharp. Oh yeah. It's like Sharper Image took a crap in here or something. Like this is what the inside of a douchebag's mind looks like.
Yeah.
Like but
But
dude,
how many cats do they have? Like,
I have one cat. That's what he says. He's got a bunch. I have a cat. But that part at the end too is pretty fucked up. A lot of people do that shit. Like shoots himself and then pretends that he was pretends that he was part of the one that got injured, or he was the one
Uh-huh.
the victim. Damn, that's like crazy. But so I don't know. I don't think cocaine could actually. I mean, it's not like marijuana with the secondhand contact high. I think cocaine, if it just missed on you, I think you're fine. Because I've had cocaine dropped on my face like that, and I did not do nothing happened to me. It wasn't until I snorted.
it's
But,
it's
you know.
it's an easy out. That way you don't have to show people doing coke.
Yeah, and what I wanted, that's what I say about the reality and the thing, because I like that you can play like that. We all know about my past, so I'll play with it. But that's one thing I say with reality and the movies, you can have fun with it. You can do a bunch of crazy shit, like 'cause it's just a movie. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's a new way of method it. Or maybe you could put DNA up your ass and they won't they won't find it. Like it takes it too
Maybe.
serious. Kirk takes it too
Yeah,
serious. He just takes the toothbrush. He takes the razor up his ass.
everything.
He's
I didn't know
this.
there was. I didn't know there's DNA in my ass. Are you kidding me?
So
You kidding
do
me
you
right
think?
now?
Do you think he's a an info too, nymphomaniac as well?
Maybe.
Do you think he enjoys putting that thing up his butt, like toothbrush up his butt?
Yeah, yeah, I think he
So
does.
yeah, he's very sexual. See him and Dave, the gym
Yeah,
assistant, should be they should be hanging out.
they'd get along. They'd have some stories to tell.
Yeah, but I mean, for everything that this movie has, that these movies have together, and everything they're very common, they're still separate within themselves. But it's very, when they say what I hear people say, and it's also probably older people. There's people like in their like late 40s and early 50s, or in their 50s and 60s that say they don't make movies anymore, and they always like they'll bring up a movie like Wedding Crasher or Talladega Nights, or they'll bring up movies like that. Well, they'll be like, you can't remake those movies, and I'm like, yeah, you can. These are them. They have to
Yeah.
be a little bit more clever, but they're. I mean, not even. I think. Do you think this falls under Talladega Night though? Because the thing is, it's one character, so you have a Ricky Bobby character. But over here, it's a group of people, so it's a little different. But do you think
You
this falls
so
in that
are you
caliber
talking like Tag is Talladega Nights?
as what?
So you're comparing Tag to Talladega Nights? Is that what
I'm
you're?
saying, I'm saying that when they say when they use that one a lot. A lot of people when I hear just reviews or when people are talking, having conversations, or listen to a podcast and they're talking about movies and they're
Mhm.
like, they don't make any good movies like this anymore. And it'll be like Talladega Nights is like, and I love Talladega Nights. I'm not putting it down. I'm saying, but I started thinking because that was the most recent one I heard because they had stopped saying movies like that, like in the 92, 93, like Ace Ventura. Like remember I've heard them they say you can't make anything like that because it's offensive or whatnot. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, these movies don't really offend, but they are very they're very
I
like
I think I get what you're saying is like are they in the same vein because they're like
that's what I meant.
comedic
Yeah,
and they're like almost one-liners and stuff like that. So I think the difference between like Talladega Nights and Step Brothers is and movies like this is honestly I feel like the Will Ferrell movies are a little bit more memorable, a little bit more quotable. Like you could quote something from Talladega Nights or Step Brothers, and yeah, I feel like that's a little bit more easily accessible. Whereas Horrible Bosses, I mean, it's not like a deep cut or anything, but I mean, I feel like that's one that kind of flew under the radar. It wasn't as it was popular, but I don't think it was as popular as Step Brothers or Talladega Nights. Were in their
yeah,
heyday.
I get you.
You
And I
know,
think I think it's and that's what I'm saying because I think it's because it's Will Ferrell opposed to where these guys you can say Charlie Day, Jason Bateman, or Jason Sudeikis is in it, and even Jamie
yeah.
Foxx,
Well,
and
and
but
and
it's not.
Jason Bateman at this time, so he's coming off a lot of the same kind of movies like this the Change Up or whatever it was, and
I
like
saw
the
that. Yeah,
Switch. Though he was doing kind of a lot of the same movies where they're those comedy movies. They're involving something kind of crazy, but nothing too wild. Is kind of stay in your lane. Like he's almost typecast into that dependable father figure in
straight guy,
whatever
man.
he's. Yeah,
Yeah,
just a
like
straight
he's
guy.
actually
And yeah, so it's kind of interesting to see everybody kind of where they're in their career at this point. I want to think Jason Sudeikis in 2011 was still on SNL. I could be wrong. And then Charlie Day, I mean, he was doing It's Always
yeah,
Sunny. I mean, it still is, but and this is like the height
yeah.
height of It's Always
He
Sunny was like 2011 stuff like that.
Dude, oh yeah, and he's been able to make a career out of this. He's a writer. So check
Yeah.
this. I think you're absolutely right about that because I think you just figured something out for me because I like Jason Bateman a lot, but for a lot of this, I think he really does play the same character.
Yeah.
He's in like it says here, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and that's in 2008. He has Hancock 2009, and he's kind of like the dad figure there. He's in Tropic
Hmm.
Thunder at the award ceremony, but then he does Extract, kind of the same kind of like pushover guy you can push over. Up in the Air, he has a small character part in that. So he'll do those small. Oh, Couples Retreat, same kind of character, right?
Hmm.
Is that yeah? He's the same. The Switch. That's not the one with. No, the Switch is the one with the
That's with Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston. Same kind of. Wow, he is kind of then. So he'll either play that kind of character or he plays like these like absurd characters. So by the time he's done Switch, then Paul, but it says Agent Zoil, and it says horrible bosses. The change up, which I thought that was funny. And then it's he does that same character, identity theft, the same character. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's like kind of the same. Not to say typecasting, but it's like they did horrible bosses too. But it's kind of the same. Yeah, he has like that game night. Do you see game night?
I think I've seen bits and pieces.
That's a good one. That was a
Office Christmas Party.
yes. That was
Uh,
he does. That's the same kind of character. Yeah, kind of Jason Bateman kind of plays. But then he has like shows like Ozark, so where
yeah,
it's kind of like there's a range
Arrested
there.
Development. Yeah.
Arrested Development. So maybe this is his paycheck role or something. I don't know. Maybe we're figuring something out. Maybe I'm just learning something about him. I'm not trying to put him down whatsoever.
No.
Just trying to say like it's acting. I mean, he's got a lot of stuff. I like them in Smoking Aces.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, plays that like that lawyer guy that's just in Extract. He's good too. Um, you gotta go learn Dinkus's name. All right, J.K. Rollins or J.K. Simmons is like Dinkus. Yeah, he's also Nick Wilde and Zootopia. He's a smart ass there. But yeah, dude, like, and Ozark is. Dude, I didn't even realize it's 5 seasons long. Wow. He's in this one called Fool's Paradise. Isn't that
You
a?
good?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
He's in another.
You broke up for a second.
Yeah, he's in another Charlie Day movie. There's a movie coming out called Fool's Paradise. Director Charlie Day,
Mm.
writer Charlie Day, stars Charlie Day, King Jong, and Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen commercials for that.
I have not seen
Looks
what
like it could be pretty good.
Ray Liotta's in it, but which I did see Cocaine
Hmm.
Bear as well, and I thought that was pretty good. Well made, and the marketing was pretty good. But let's get to the facts. Let's get to down to the gritty. Let's get to the scores because we're running low on time. We got 24 minutes, and it's gonna go by real fast. So I'm gonna go here. We're gonna look up IMDb. Oh, but remember, this is we could also do the wiki. I gotta do the Ben checks the balance.
Oh
I like to
yeah.
call. Ben is our go-to when it comes to seeing if the movie was profitable. If he guesses here on the show, and you know what, I have too many tabs open. Let me close some of these tabs so I can. There we go. Open that. Get rid of that. There we go. There you are. Is one Wikipedia. Who loses their job? One or three? You do that. Let's see. Where's the tag? Movie. Oh. But let's see. Ben, let's before we do the score, let's do I can't find tag movie. Oh, there was it's because it's film 23. There we go. All right, Ben. How much did Horrible Bosses cost, and how much did it make?
Horrible Bosses is gonna cost 120 million. It's gonna make 560.
All right, remember it's a comedy. Comedies don't cost that much. Comedies always
Oh,
do. They're little and they pay a lot.
one less than 120.
Yes.
Damn, I'm gonna say. I mean, then 80. I would say probably would be Horrible Bosses.
Okay. And you said over 500,000, 100 million.
I would say yeah. I'd say over 500 million.
Okay, because they do have big jumps. All right. So what about tag?
Well, if we're going off of that, I'm gonna say 90 million for tag, and then it's gonna do like 450 million.
Man, by the algorithm and the guesses, you're absolutely close. But in reality, this is probably your worst one ever, brother.
Oh
But it's
well,
okay. You always hit them, so it's got you every dog has its day. But Horrible Bosses cost between 35 and 37 million,
wow,
but it boxed office 209.6 million. So
it's a
damn,
it's a hell of a return.
it has a big return. Now Tag also made a return, budget 28 million, but not as big. Box office 78.1, so it basically made double, a little bit more than double.
Yeah, it's interesting. Wow, I would have thought. Yeah, I would have
Because
thought
I
they
mean,
did that.
I get what you're talking about with the Horrible Bosses because of all the big names.
Hmm.
But even at that, man, comedies don't cost that much, man.
Mm,
They really I think we figured that out. It's comedies you
yeah,
keep them
even
around that.
tag. I would have figured. John Hamm. Well, I guess Ed Helms. I don't know. I don't
So
know. I
I
don't
mean,
know how much.
by this, it makes if there's a website that I can actually see people's what do you call it, like once they got paid for a role,
Mm-hmm.
then it's one thing. But I mean, 35 million, and I mean, even if you just give a million to the top six people, still got 28 million. And there's not
Yeah.
really a lot of effects in this movie. It's literally just you just gotta hire a really good cinematographer, you get the real good director, and then a good crew, and that's it. That's all you're not. There's no really other than the car accident effects that you'd have to spend. They probably cost them about maybe 4 or 5 million for that.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're looking at maybe basically paying out talent and then just food and lodging basically and transportation. So this movie, that's where all that comes in. So this movie didn't really cost that much. But I wanted to try to do a comedy that like that cost CJ $100, but he made 100 million. All right, so we're gonna go with the ratings now, and Horrible Bosses. 2011, rated R, 1 hour 38 minutes. On the IMDb rating stars, it's out of 458,000 votes. It's got 6.9. The 6.9, not bad. Almost a C.
So over here on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 69% tomato meter score out of 224 reviews, and a 70% audience score out of 100 plus ratings. Critics' consensus: it's nasty, uneven, and far from original, but thanks to a smartly assembled cast that makes the most of the solid premise, Horrible Bosses works.
All right. So we're going on to tag. All right. What do you think? Do you think that's? We talk about it. Because we got 69 and 71, so it's pretty close
Yeah,
in
no, I
score.
think I think that's I think that's a little bit of a harsher view, but
Mm-hmm.
not too terribly far off, but a bit harsh. I think Horrible Bosses was pretty.
Real quick before I forget, I'm like before I tell the tag score. Also, the character you're inside the character's minds a lot in tag,
Yeah.
so you actually see how they think, and there are little like small subtleties that they're laughing because you get to see what's going on. But for the most part, you just pretty much depth. Like Horrible Bosses has a lot of depth in it, and so does this one. But the IMDb rating on tag from 2018, rated R, 148 minutes, 140 minutes is 6.5 out of 10 with 140 views, 100 votes,
Uh s-
144,000 votes.
so we're on Rotten Tomatoes. It's a 56% tomato meter out of 205 reviews, and then it is a 57% on the audience score. Uh, to 2,500 plus ratings. Critics' consensus for audiences seeking a dose of high concept yet undemanding action comedy, tag might be close enough to it. So, yep, that's what they had to say there.
God, they don't care.
Yep.
All right, so what are we giving it? You want to go first? You want me to go first? How you thinking of the
I'll
on this?
go first with Horrible Bosses. Horrible Bosses is gonna get an 11 from me. Um, this movie, I mean, it hit all the funny spots. It's quotable. I like I said, I can watch it over and over again. I thoroughly enjoy this movie. It still makes me laugh. Would highly recommend this to almost anybody. And another thing too, I like to mention, I really like that both of these are rated R. Easily
That
could have been
too, yes.
PG-13 movies, but just went ahead and took that little extra step and made a good movie. So, yeah.
Yeah, and also Horror Boss has a bunch of different angle shots and stuff.
Hmm.
And it's like, to be honest with you, for comedies and stuff, I'm up there with like the 12, 13, but I'm definitely go with your scores as an 11 for the official score. But inside, I could easily give these both these movies. I'll lead into the tag 13, but I know they're not. Like we've been trying. I'm trying to get more like whatever. How would I recommend it? Yeah, I think it's an 11 score. This one for sure. Um, I want, maybe you know what, man, I'm gonna give it a 12. It's damn funny, man. Like Colin Farrell really does. Even like I love Donald Sutherland's little cameo. I love like just the little things they do to this movie, man. God, she was sucking on a banana. She was the way she was eating. Like she caught him looking at her,
You
and
don't
so
go
she
hot to
invites him.
cold. You know.
So I'm gonna, yeah, that's right. So I'm gonna give this a 12. Now for my tag rating because
Officer, my man.
what I'm gonna say Tag gets. I'm gonna give it a 12 as well. I think Tag is funny. That's a good. It's a good ride. I don't know what kind of action comedy you're looking for. If you're looking for like Beverly Hills Cop, but this is not it. but definitely as a team movie, I like Tag a lot. I think it's just the fact that it's a well told story. You can follow it. Also, Jeremy Renner's hurt right now, dude, and it's like kind of like not to give anything to score, but I'm like, it's good to, I don't know if he's gonna act again, but it's kind of cool that I've always liked Jeremy Renner, and he was in this movie in the '90s and like I think '92 called National Lampoon's Road Trip, and he plays like one of the main characters in it, one of the main protagonists, and I've always liked him. I saw a movie when I was and I saw it when I was little, and I saw it at the theater, and because I saw it in like the Ace Ventura preview, and then when that movie came out, I go, oh, I want to watch that movie, and it's pretty inappropriate. That's really inappropriate, dude. And I think Matthew Fewer is the main actor in that movie, but there's a lot of cameo actors in that movie. But I like them both. I'm gonna go with 212s.
Yep. I'm gonna give Tag a 10. It's right there. I like Horrible Bosses just a little bit more. I don't know whether it's because I saw it first or what, but yeah, Tag's a solid movie. It'll hit you in the feels. It'll elicit all the emotions that it's trying to. Um, but yeah, no, I giving it a solid 10.
I like your scores, man. I think people should take your scores for this. Mine just as a little, I guess I just love certain movies and comedies. I always have a spot in my heart, and just like horror movies, I have a spot in my heart. So sci-fi, I love them all. But there's some comedies that just click right, and I love the fact that Hulu. So this is basically another Hulu episode,
Yeah.
sponsored by Hulu. But I'll say that we watch these movies and they're played. I mean, I literally put them back to back. So I think we were doing something right here. Now, Mr. Benjamin, we have 14 minutes. We have up to 14 minutes. We don't have to use all 14. But where would you like to go next? Because it seems like everything on these movies, there are a few quotable lines, but it's more of a story. Like
Hmm.
maybe like like we were talking about Talladega Nights, where it has a lot of more of quotes, quotable stuff. Even like Step Brothers. These are all Will Ferrell movies and like Anchorman. But like these movies are more scenes and more where characters interact, which I like a little bit more like real, I guess. Where those other movies are a little bit more slapstick. But
Yeah.
and not to say you're gonna kill your boss, but I bet a lot of people have had that fucking idea, that ideation. What do you want? Just shoots him.
Done.
But
No
what do you think?
questions
Where do you want to
asked.
go with this? Where do you want to go? Do we want to go new? Do we want to go old? We've kind of been doing pretty updated. We've kind of been.
I like doing the new. I like doing the new.
Is
Um,
there any movies that you've been thinking of, or is there anybody from these movies you want to go to? You want to jump over to? Do you want to stick with Charlie Day? Do you want to stick? You want to go Kevin Spacey? You want to get canceled and go Kevin Spacey? Do you want to? Depends. Like, what are you thinking of doing? Are there anything? Is there anything out there right now you wanna talk about? Maybe watch, or I'm open to everything right now.
hmm. This is the first week I really don't have any direction. I'm just like, hey, I think 100% we should go here.
But I'm just saying anything, dude. Like I said, we'll make a decision and we stick to it. But we'll make a quick one. We have a little bit of time. Um, I think. Let's see. I mean, I think we can go anywhere with this. Anything on Tubi? You
Yeah.
thinking about watching? Because I saw something on Tubi. Remember, I've been watching a lot of movies, man. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
pumped up a little bit. I saw.
Um, no, I mean, if you have some Tubi recommendations, what do you think we should get into?
Not any good ones because they're all like I'm just saying if there's any, but I'm just thinking like I'm thinking like where can we go from here side by side okay, are you feeling comedy, are you feeling sci-fi, are you
Mm,
feeling action, are you feeling what are you feeling, what we could go anywhere, brother, what are you thinking, because I'm looking here at the bottom of the other movies that are like Horrible Bosses, and they're not bad, but
all right, so I want to do Paddington 2
okay, the sequel. Well, look what we
and,
have here, dude. I haven't seen this yet.
and a massive, massive weight of unbearable talent.
I do want to watch that. Do you want to do that one?
I actually watched it. That's where I came up with the Paddington 2 uh, little line. It's
It's in the,
actually it's a phenomenal movie.
but
I
sorry,
have
that's all right. I'll watch it then. I'll watch
yeah.
it something else then. Do you want to go Nick Cage?
We could go Nick Cage.
Let's go Nick Cageian, man. We
Let's
talk about
do
it.
let's do
Because
it.
there's some, because I saw Matchstick. Oh, I didn't finish it, but I've seen it a lot. Matchstick Man's a good one.
We could do
It's
we
like
could do Renfield. I mean, honestly,
yeah, I'll watch Renfield. Yeah, I would love to watch
let's
Renfield,
let's
dude.
let's do that. Let's do new Nick Cage. I
And
think
then
new Nick Cage really. Uh, let's see here.
two new Knicks.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I would say
Ren-
within the last 5 years.
all right, and we're not gonna do Unbearable Weight, right? Because we've already seen it.
I mean,
So let's
honestly, I
go,
wouldn't mind doing that one as well.
dude. I want to watch it. I wanna see what it's about.
It's really good. Like I do kind of want to watch it
All right,
again.
let's do that one again, and then we'll do Renfield. Oh man, I hope Renfield. I just want to watch it. I don't care. All right, here we go. So side by side, episode 83 coming up. Side by side movies. We have The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, 2022, rated R, 1 hour 47 minutes. Action comedy crime. Movie star Nick Cage is channeling his iconic characters as he caught between a superfan and a CIA agent. Hmm. Director Tom Gormican, writers Tom Gormican and Kevin Etten, stars Nicolas Cage, Pedro Pascal, and Tiffany Haddish.
Haddish. Yeah.
Haddish. And then we're having Renfield 2023, rated R, 1 hour 33 minutes. Comedy, fantasy, horror. Renfield, Dracula's henchman and inmate at the lunatic asylum for decades long. Dude, sorry, everybody took a hit in the head this weekend. Renfield, Dracula's henchman and inmate at the lunatic asylum for decades, longs for a life away from the Count, his various demands, and all of the bloodshed that comes with him. Director Chris McKay, writers Ryan Ridley, Robert Kirkman, and Ava Trommer. Stars Nicholas Holt, Nicolas Cage, and Aquafina. This is actually something. This is actually gonna be a good movie for me for what recently happened to me. Plus, learning how to get rid of something. It's like this is gonna be fun. So let's watch this. I'm looking forward to this, and I definitely want to watch the other one, Massive Weight, the
Oh yeah.
Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. We're going Nick Cage, and we're not doing the cagey Nicky Cagey like Gone in 60 Seconds, or we're not doing the what's the other one? Raising Arizona. Everybody loves. I love that one too. We're doing the new ones. So let's see what the 2022 and 2023 Nick Cage is bringing us. Because honestly, man, the fact that he's able to keep going and still be produced. I mean, he'll be in anything. I think that's awesome. I think that's amazing. He'll be in the side by side autobiography. He'll be Nick Cage. But we're kind of we did good today. We were fishing. It's late. I'm getting tired. You're tired. We're gonna cut it. We're gonna hang the cleats up today. How many movies do you think you're gonna watch this week, Ben?
Probably at least 3 to 4.
Yeah. I'm gonna be on a plane flight there and back, so I'm at least watching 2 plus these 2, 4. I'm probably gonna watch probably
You could
7 movies.
you could probably watch Renfield on the way over there. I'm sure it's available.
Oh, that's true. It is. I think it's already available now, but I might have to go to the movie theater for this one. I think we're gonna watch Guardians 3 tomorrow, and then depending if I have everything ready for Thursday, maybe I can watch Renfield at the theater because my flight's late on Thursday. It's like super late, and then maybe go watch it. Oh no, you know what? We'll see. But yeah, I would totally like to watch Renfield at the theater, but also just watching on the flight would be amazing. But all right, everybody, get ready for some binging of side by side because the episodes are coming out. They're loaded, ready to go. Just gotta let them out there. I didn't realize we had that many until we really started counting them. I was like, oh, we're gonna have a good amount.
Yep.
But all right. Anything else, Ben?
Oh, nope. That's it for me tonight.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do no exit intro. I'm just gonna get us out of here. So everybody, thank you for hanging out with Side by Side Movies. I'm CJ Robles.
And I'm Ben Garrett.
Peace.
Later.
Yeah.